Imagine this. You just closed on what you think is the perfect piece of property in Larimer County, Colorado. You're super excited, you're ready to start building, or maybe you're just looking forward to the investment. But then a few months go by and you get a notice in the mail. Turns out a contractor was never paid by the previous owner, or maybe there are years of delinquent taxes. Suddenly, you're on the hook for thousands of dollars, or worse, you're facing foreclosure, all because of a hidden property lien. It is a total real estate nightmare, but the good news is it's entirely preventable. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the source material to uncover a highly practical search methodology so you can find those hidden liens before they become your financial burden.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to quickly cover understanding Larimer property liens, the essential online search tools you'll need, a step-by-step search guide, common pitfalls and mistakes, when to seek legal and financial advice, and wrap it all up with a conclusion and some important disclaimers. All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Understanding Larimer Property Liens. So I want you to really ask yourself this. What is hiding on your Larimer County property? It's a crucial mindset to adopt right out of the gate. Skipping a lien search isn't just some minor oversight, It can lead to massive financial liabilities, nasty legal disputes, or even a fast-tracked foreclosure. You just can't assume a property is free and clear simply because the seller tells you it is. So what exactly are we looking for? Well, a property lien is basically a legal claim on an asset. It establishes the pecking order among creditors and allows the lien holder to actually gain access to the property or the proceeds from its sale if debts aren't paid. Honestly, liens are the ultimate hidden threat in real estate. Now, there's a really important distinction here between voluntary and involuntary liens. Voluntary liens, like your standard mortgage or deed of trust, are things you willingly agree to when financing a home. On the flip side, involuntary liens are forced onto the property to satisfy a debt. This includes things like mechanics liens from unpaid contractors, tax liens, and judgments. And here is a terrifying fact for Colorado buyers. HOA liens carry a 6-month super priority. That means an unpaid HOA bill can literally jump ahead of even a first mortgage in line to get paid.
And listen, time is absolutely not on your side here. In Larimer County, a public trustee foreclosure moves blisteringly fast. We're talking from notice to sale in roughly 4 months. And once that sale happens, Colorado law offers 0 post-sale redemption period for the owner. It's just gone. The whole process kicks off with a recorded notice of election in demand, which sets a very hard deadline. Also, keep in mind that money judgments only attach to a property if a transcript of judgment is recorded in that specific county. This makes early detection absolutely critical.
Moving right along to Section 2, Essential Online Search Tools. Okay, so in Colorado, we have to deal with what I like to call the rule of fractured data. Public records are not sitting in one magical master file. They're scattered across completely isolated databases. You've got the county clerk and recorder's easy access portal for deeds and judgments. Then, completely separate from that, is the county treasurer's portal for property taxes and tax certificates. And finally, the Colorado Secretary of State's UCC portal handles personal property and business interests. Bottom line, if you only check one of these, you are leaving yourself dangerously exposed. Let's roll up our sleeves. Section 3. Our step-by-step search guide. Think of this as a 4-step scaffolding method, where the results of Step 1 act as the key to unlock the subsequent databases. First, we hit up the assessor. Second, the clerk and recorder. Third, the treasurer. And fourth, the state secretary of state. You really have to follow this exact order.
Step 1 is the Larimer County Assessor Portal. This is your starting line. You literally cannot properly search the other systems without extracting these exact identifiers first: the owner's exact legal name, the 10-digit parcel number, and the 7-digit account number. Jot these down because they are your keys to the kingdom.
Armed with that data, Step 2 is the clerk and recorder's landmark web system, also known as Easy Access. Now, a quick heads up, this system is super particular. You must enter the name as last name space first name. Absolutely no commas, brackets, or any punctuation whatsoever. A single stray comma could cause the system to return 0 results, and boom, you just missed a massive judgment lien. Oh, and a pro tip here, change the default search filter from starts with to contains to catch any weird name variations and utilize those date constraints to narrow things down. Steps 3 and 4 involve 2 distinctly separate platforms. First, take that parcel or account number over to the treasurer portal to check for delinquent taxes. More importantly, this shows if a tax lien was actually sold at the county's annual November tax lien sale. If it was, that certificate is earning some seriously high statutory interest against the property. After that, step 4 takes you up to the state level. You'll plug that exact legal name into the Colorado Secretary of State portal to search for UCC1 filings, which secure things like business equipment and personal property. All right, on to Section 4, Common Pitfalls and Mistakes. Do you see this number? 1971. That is the magic year in Larimer County. You see, the Easy Access portal only digitizes records back to mid-1971. If you're researching a historical chain of title that goes back further than that, you actually can't rely on the internet at all. You literally have to go physically to the recording office in Fort Collins and manually inspect the heavy physical index books. Let's break down some other frequent traps. First off, just because an HOA is registered with the state does not mean they haven't quietly recorded a lien locally. Second, remember what we said about judgments? They only attach in the county they're recorded in. An owner could look totally clear in Larimer, but have a massive judgment sitting right next door in Weld County. To be fully safe, professionals check all 64 Colorado counties. Third, standard UCC personal property filings go to the state. But if a giant piece of equipment is physically attached to the building, like a huge commercial HVAC system, that's called a fixture filing, and it actually goes to the county. And finally, if you're pulling really old records, reception numbers changed format back in 1985 to an 11-digit system. Honestly, doing an incomplete search is just as dangerous as doing no search at all. Which brings us nicely to Section 5, Legal and Financial Advice. Look, DIY diligence is absolutely fantastic for initial research, but it definitely has its limits. If you uncover unreleased paid deeds of trust, overlapping state and federal tax liens, or if you suspect a fraudulent conveyance meant to dodge creditors, well, that's when it's time to call in the experts. You need a professional title examiner or a real estate attorney. They have the specialized expertise to untangle those complex issues and negotiate the releases. The source material sums this up perfectly. It states, because of Colorado's automatic homestead protection and county-by-county transcript rules, a reliable search reconciles all sources rather than reading the deed index alone. This is exactly why real estate professionals synthesize data from all these separate buckets before they ever allow a deal to close. And finally, Section 6, Conclusion and Important Disclaimers. All right, let's recap your actionable takeaways. Thorough due diligence is hands down your absolute best defense against costly surprises. Always cross-reference those 4 databases: assessor, clerk, treasurer, and state. And here is a huge tip for you. Go to the Larimer County website and set up a free recording activity notification. It will automatically email you if any new document is ever recorded against your name or property. It's brilliant. And lastly, maintain highly organized records of your search history and findings. Now, before we officially sign off, a very quick disclaimer. We are providing educational guidance and practical methodologies in this explainer today. This is not formal legal or financial counsel. If you find a specific complex lien issue on a property, please seek out a licensed professional in Colorado to help you out. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question. Are you ready to become your own title detective? Or will you let a hidden lien decide your property's fate? The power and the tools are literally right at your fingertips. If you found this explainer helpful, please go ahead and smash that like button. It really helps us out. Drop a comment below and share any crazy lien search experiences you've had. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives that empower you to make smarter, safer real estate decisions. Thanks for hanging out with me, and happy hunting.